just wanted to hear a little bit more of that song. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It is Thursday morning, April 6th. And man, do we have a lot to talk about on the program today. There is a lot happening. There's breaking news about every 6 seconds with everything that's going on right now. And while they are turning this great president, Donald Trump, into a political prisoner, they're not just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. These very evil people in the Uniparty, and I love that Uniparty is a phrase that was created by Kari Lake, and it's really picking up steam, and I hear a lot of people using it now. The Uniparty are not sitting back and just waiting for things to happen. They're very active right now in their effort to continually undermine those of us who support President Trump and to give us all kinds of bizarre impressions of what is going on. And I came across something today that we're going to hear from Kari Lake in just a bit, guys. But before we hear from Kari Lake, I picked up something in Breitbart that really burned me bad because Breitbart is a source that I have trusted. I have great respect for the late Andrew Breitbart, and I know you guys do as well. He's amazing. He was a great guy. I wish he was still with us. And could you imagine if Breitbart was around? And I read a story in Breitbart today that just I knew was total nonsense, total fake news, and I did a little bit of investigating, and I got to share this with you. This is in Breitbart this morning. Here is the headline. Poll, Ron DeSantis edges out Donald Trump in Florida. Really, Ron DeSantis is beating Donald Trump in the latest poll in Florida. Well, first off, I know 150% that's not true. There's just no way. With the betrayal of Ron DeSantis, I knew there were some Republican establishment hacks and some Ron DeSantis disciples who are in denial that are supporting him. But I've been taking calls on this, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now. And we've only had one, maybe two Republicans who have called in and saying that they are with Ron DeSantis at this point. Everyone is saying they would never vote for Ron DeSantis ever again. Let me read this. And then I actually went and got the poll. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is edging out Donald Trump in Florida, according to a recently released Mason-Dixon polling and strategy survey. Wow. The survey shows that neither Trump nor his potential challenger garnering 50% of the GOP vote. Rather, DeSantis leads in the Sunshine State with less than half, 44%. Trump is trailing by 5 points at 39%, and no other potential candidate listed came close. Okay, this is in Breitbart. So I went and got the poll. Let me pull it up. I went and got the poll because, when I talk about this quite a bit. I'm not a big follower of polls. The polls that we see in the news are called push polls. That's what they're referred to. They're not truly scientific polls. Push polls mean they're to push public opinion in a certain direction. They can be asking you about this Budweiser nonsense that's going on. They could be asking you about people running for president. And the polls in the news are to drive public opinion in a certain way. The truly scientific polls we never see. So I went and pulled up the poll, and Breitbart actually gave a link, and it's a very detailed poll. But I was most concerned and interested in who they actually polled. And right now in Florida, when you're polling DeSantis and Donald Trump, what you're talking about is the Republican primary, right? Here is the sample that they surveyed in this poll where DeSantis is leading Trump by 5 points in Florida. 36% of those polled were Republican, 34% were Democrat, and 30% no party affiliation. There's a lot of other breakdowns of every demo you can imagine, but those are the only ones that are important right now. It doesn't, first off, it doesn't matter what Democrats think or non-party affiliated people think. First off, non-party affiliated, from my experience, almost always are lying Democrats. So they've got a poll that has, let's see here, 64% not Republican, and DeSantis is ahead of Trump. Shocker. Shocker. 64% are not Republican in the poll, and Breitbart has a headline that DeSantis is ahead. Yeah, because Democrats hate Trump. They love anyone but Trump. You could put Eichmann on that poll against Trump, and those Democrats would pick Adolf Eichmann over Donald Trump. And that's a fact. This is so dishonest. And it's really a desperate move right now because DeSantis is done. DeSantis is done. He's had several opportunities to redeem himself, and all he's done is laughed and had a great time and asked people to buy his book. He hasn't stood up for Trump. In fact, he's done the complete opposite, and he's lost massive support among Republicans nationwide, but really here in Florida. People don't trust him anymore. People feel betrayed. And I'm not talking about just myself. If you've noticed, when we have callers, in particular our Florida callers, I ask almost every single one of them about DeSantis. And other than Bob Reich last week, and maybe one other, I don't think I've talked to a Republican in 2 or 3 weeks that had anything good to say about Ron DeSantis. So this is, when I see these polls, when they're available, because they're not always available in the stories, but oftentimes there's a link to the stories, you can go and see who they are surveying. Yeah, 64% of those surveyed are not Republican. And by the way, even at that point, Ron DeSantis is barely ahead. 64% not Republican in the poll, and DeSantis is barely ahead in that poll. That tells you that Democrats are outraged about this miscarriage of justice that's going on. We're going to take our first break of this Thursday morning. When we get back, we'll take some calls, and we'll hear from Kari Lake, and we got a lot to cover on the show today. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the air this year. We'll be right back. Don't sit on the sidelines. I mean, that's just disgusting. That's just completely disgusting. Yeah. So they interview 64% not Republican, 53% female. Unreal. I mean, what the heck? See, most MAGA people will not respond to a poll because they don't trust who they're talking to. That's what we're dealing with, people. That's what we're dealing with. I know it's bad. It's pretty bad. Mm-hmm. Well, so you're not going to be here tomorrow? Okay. Oh, and Monday too? Okay. Mike's going to New York. So he's going to enemy territory. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to the city too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's going on an exploratory mission over Easter. Got to scope it out. You know, what's the pulse of the New Yorkers on Trump's arrest? If you're on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phones when we get back. Unreal, guys. This is just unreal, people. We'll be back shortly. One commercial after this, and we'll be back. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. We've only just begun.
Sign up to jet away to the Kentucky Derby and to the Formula One race in Miami. What an unbelievable, fun, fantastic weekend you will have. Call for pricing and more details. Reserve your spot. That's 561-779-7073.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you about how my chiropractor, Dr. Philip Hamilton, is rid me of pain.
Oh, man. Friday cannot get here soon enough for me. I am like just so disgusted by what's going on this week. I need a weekend break. My coffee went down the wrong way.
I want to thank you guys once again. I've listened to this show since the mid-'80s. Thank you for introducing me to Dr. Appleton, Brian and Steve. I went in there last week. I had a knee problem. One session, I feel so much better. I brought my mother there yesterday. She has a problem with her right side or her arm. She's right-handed. She feels better. It's amazing. For people out there that are dealing with pain, believe me, there is an alternative. Go in there for the free consultation. FRE free. You will lose. The only thing you'll lose is the pain that you're dealing with. Do not suffer. Go in to see Dr. Appleton. The greatest visit of your life.
Give Dr. Appleton a call right now. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. Open Monday through Saturday. Appointments not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome. 954-973-0710.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Palm Beach is on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Oh, cool. We got a new rejoin, Mike. Isn't that awesome? I like that. Oh, cool. I like that one. All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Show. I was listening to John, one of our callers, talk about his great experience with Dr. Appleton. And I want to add something about Dr. Appleton, who rid me of my years of suffering with knee pain with his laser away pain treatment. If you've been told that you need knee replacement surgery, go and talk to Dr. Appleton first. Go and talk to Dr. Appleton first. I'm telling you, I've known so many guys that have had knee surgery and even knee replacement for all kinds of issues. I've never had someone tell me I have my knee surgery or my knee replacement and I'm back to normal and pain-free. Everyone that I personally know that's had knee surgery or replacement has said, oh yeah, my second surgery is scheduled for, January. With second surgery, I thought the first one. Oh no, it's this. If you've been told you need knee replacement, that's not the only option. Call Dr. Appleton. All right. Talk to him about his laser away pain treatment. Even bone-on-bone patients can be mobile and pain-free thanks to Dr. Appleton's laser away pain treatment. If you've been through physical therapy, all those painful injections, and you're still in pain and you're searching for help, you're searching for relief from your pain that's long-term. Dr. Appleton rid me of my knee pain about a year ago, and it has not returned. He's a chiropractic physician and a miracle worker. Open Monday through Saturday. Walk-ins are welcome. Appointments are never necessary. Online at AppletonCairo.com or give him a call, 954-973-0710. If you have x-rays, bring them. He'll look them over for you. 954-973-0710. All right, if you're just tuning in, there's a poll out that has Ron DeSantis 5 points up that the media are promoting. And I just went through the methodology. 64% of those that they polled are not Republican. So who cares what they think as we're approaching a Republican primary? By the way, they also oversampled women. And out of Florida's 67 counties, they surveyed about a dozen, and two of them are the most liberal, Broward and Dade. That's a push poll. filled with lies. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph.
How you doing? I want to see if you can clear something up for me.
I don't know.
Apologize for being. Yeah, if you can clear something up for me.
I'm waiting. I'll try. Here we go. Here we go, guys.
In the state of New York, I was under the impression, statute, that if you're accused of a felony, you cannot embark on primaries.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. If you're accused of felonies, anybody can be accused of felonies. You could accuse me of felony. You mean charged?
I'm sorry, charged.
I don't know. I don't know, but I do know this. In New York, especially in New York City, they don't care about the laws. We have bad cops and dirty judges in New York City.
So what do you think the purpose is for not telling people what the second charge is to make the misdemeanor?
Because there is either they have no crime or it's so petty they're embarrassed. It seems to me, watching the legal analysis of the Trump charges, the Trump indictment, I've watched even on CNN, right? They say there's nothing there. The only attorney I've seen on television that think that this indictment are charges that can stick to Donald Trump is Alvin Bragg. I haven't seen any TV lawyer on any cable outlet other than Bragg say there's a case. He's the only one who thinks he's got a case.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I've been paying attention myself. I'm impressed by CNN, but
even that FBI guy, I forgot his name, the FBI guy that Trump fired the day before he would get his pension, even he said there's no case.
So when, according to the laws, when does the defense get the claim discovered?
Well, they have some court dates in December and January, which will get into all of that.
Well, they're already. See, that's the problem that I'm seeing. That it's an ambush.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, listen. Hey, okay, Rob. Appreciate the call. Only good for that. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Montana, Mark.
Oh, hey, Mark.
You know, the polls are like a weather forecast. I don't believe any of them until I see the weather.
Well, no, what's happened here is Ron DeSantis has destroyed his electability. He's destroyed his political career. And the Uniparty are trying to spread some propaganda, making us think he's popular after the arrest of Donald Trump this week by putting out this fake poll. 64% of those polled are not Republican, and say, look, DeSantis is ahead since the arrest. You're seeing fake news in action with that story. That's what you're seeing.
You know, but if they ask Republicans, they see a different story.
It does. Well, we're facing it. We're coming up on a Republican primary. It only matters what Republicans think at this point. Hey, Mark, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know what this is? This is a panic poll.
Yeah, I like that.
They're panicking because they know that Ron DeSantis has basically shot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
Not doing what he's doing, and they're panicking. I mean, look, if you look at, we talk about not Republicans, not Democrats, whatever. Even people like who's not like Alan Dershowitz, who we all know is not a conservative, is not a Republican. This guy, he's got to be angry, you know, at what's going on in New York City, you know, and he is not a conservative, and he's basically saying, you know, there's nothing to this.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to play some audio later in the show from Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz believes that President Trump is going to be convicted in New York. Hey, listen, I got to run for the break, but thanks for the call. All right. Now, we're coming up on our bottom of the hour break. When we get back, I'll take some more calls, and we're going to hear from the great Kari Lake. Don't you guys love Kari Lake? She's smart, she's tough, she's hot, and we're going to hear from Kari Lake on the program coming up in just a few minutes. And unlike these liberal women, she doesn't get offended when you tell her she's hot. You know, these liberal women on television, you tell them they're good looking and they're, oh, you're a sexist. Well, why are you wearing makeup? Why are you doing the hair? What's with the clothes? Oh, man. So after the break, we'll get back to the calls and hear from the great Kari Lake. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian Craig, back right after this.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh, welcome. If you're new, subscribe. Oh, yeah. You know, what makes her hot is not just her looks, is that she's like tough. You know what I mean? AOC thinks she's hot.
If no one is above, they picked up a new slogan. No one is above the law. If no one is above the law, then I don't understand how Alvin Bragg could dismiss murder and gang assault indictments against two of the people involved in the murder of my son. Because it seems to me that murderers are above the law in New York City.
Yeah, I'm going to play that when we get back too. A mother whose son was murdered and Alvin Bragg dismissed the murder charges. What a lowlife. What a lowlife. Oh, man. We've got so much to cover on the show today. Big day. Big day, guys. This is just a story that is developing about every 6 seconds. You know, Steve called me last night. He's like, what developments are you seeing? And I said, it doesn't matter. By the time we wake up in the morning, these developments are going to be old news, and there's going to be so much new. And I've got more new stuff. I mean, it's crazy.
Surgery or prolong the surgery.
Oh, yes.
Practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6614.
Welcome, everyone. And thank you to all the mods in the chat room. The mods, like, when we started having mods in the chat room, it elevated the quality of this show so much, because when we didn't have any mods, I'd have to monitor the chat myself while I was on the air for all these trolls, and I could only have about 70-80% if I was lucky of my focus on what I was saying into the microphone on the air, and now I can just devote all my thoughts into the content. So really, the mods have elevated the quality of the show so much. Oh, man. So much going on. I got up really early this morning I got up earlier to do my show prep than normal so I could watch the new episode of Star Trek Picard before I came in this morning, which was spectacular. Yeah, that poll on with Ron DeSantis is so just disgusting, isn't it? Yeah. It's not woke this season, believe it or not. It is not woke. I thought it was going to be in the first episode or two, but it's not. Trump for prison. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to put the greatest president ever in prison. Call me on the air and explain why Trump should go to prison. I'd love to hear that call. It's toll-free call no matter where you're at. You got the guts. All right, this is the last commercial, then we'll be back. Why are they scared to call? I'd love to hear them make the case that Trump should go to prison. See, they believe making America great again is a crime. That's it, you know. That's what they believe. And it's not a crime. Someone on YouTube just called me an a-hole. Really? I think I handle myself like a gentleman. Why would they call me that?
Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It's Thursday morning, and man, is there a lot going on in the news. Let's take some of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, Richie the bus driver. What's up?
Yeah, how you doing, guy? Hey, listen, the polls are fake news. The only poll that counts is the election day poll.
Well, actually, there's a very important poll. The polls are fake. Yeah, the fundraising of Donald Trump. People are very upset that he's raising money during this. You know, Donald Trump is raising money for a couple of reasons. It's a poll showing how much support he has. And also, it gives people a vested interest in the campaign. They make a small donation, $5, $2, $10, whatever it is, you know, and they have a vested interest in the campaign. But the reason he's fundraising is not because he needs the money. He's a billionaire 10 times over, right? And he has lots of revenue coming in from all of his ventures. He's fundraising to show how popular he is and how unpopular what the Uniparty are doing to him.
Yeah, it's also legal costs. It's also that people are chipping in because, and I think they said 24% of the people that donated never donated before.
Correct.
It tells you he's got new people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me say this to you. You're going to bring up Kari Lake.
Yes.
I watched the speech at Mar-a-Lago, which you did also. I noticed something. Mike Lindell got a great applause when he came out. The Trump family, the immediate family, got a great applause. Marjorie Taylor Greene got a great applause. They went crazy. And Kari Lake.
Oh, they went nuts.
President Trump will need a woman on his ticket. I am convinced that, and she's a rock star, I am convinced that is the running mate for President Trump because she's got the guts. She's behind him 150%. Obviously, she's right in there with the family. She will be the running mate.
You know, you very well may be right. In the past, I've thought not. But I promise you, when Kari Lake came out at Mar-a-Lago the other night, everyone went nuts for her beyond anyone other than the president. And I promise you, the president I promise you, President Trump took note of that.
It's not just that; it's the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene has created. She's great, but she's alienated a lot of people. But Kari Lake is, in other words, he likes loyalty. There's nobody more loyal. And she got, and by the way, and she got where she is without having sex with a married man, like Kamala. No, there's nobody, and they're going to need Arizona, and I believe that she will be. You know, Arizona's going to vote. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. The vice president. No, I would say she's at the top of the list because I think President Trump, with his vice president pick this time, I think what's more important than anything is loyalty. We don't want another DeSantis or a Pence. Can you imagine her? And they can't say, well, she has no experience because look at Kamala. Exactly. In between her ears that Kamala has all over her body. Listen, the chipmunk outside has more brains than Willie Brown's girlfriend. Plus, in a debate, they can't duck her. Whoever the Democratic vice president will be, can't duck her. And on TV, she will destroy anybody in a debate.
Yeah. Oh, if you go and watch her, there was a gubernatorial debate in Arizona with Kari Lake and everyone other than that woman out there and she was spectacular. She was like a maestro in the debate.
I'm sure she's the running mate.
Good. All right.
I'm going to bet my house.
Oh, okay. All right, Richie, take care. His house. Wow. That's something. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Kathy from Tequesta.
Hey, Tequesta, what's up?
Well, I absolutely agree. I think Kerry would be awesome as his running mate. And I also think Ron DeSantis is a snake. He turned on us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. We don't trust him anymore. He can't be trusted.
Can't be trusted. And let me tell you something. I know a lot of people that are not going to vote for him.
The only thing you can trust Ron DeSantis to do is betray you again and lie to you.
Oh, forget it. You know what? He has the Bushes in his ear because that Jeb Bush is pumping into him and everything, backing him,
yes,
giving him money and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. I thought I was going to get to see Kerry today on your show. I was going to talk to her. I love her. Love her.
Everyone loves Kari Lake. Everyone loves Kari Lake.
She's beautiful. She's smart. She's very direct, and she just got gypped out of the election.
Well, that's okay. Maybe it's best because if she were the governor of Arizona right now, she wouldn't be able to be by President Trump's side so much. Maybe she can do more good during this campaign, not being the governor. Hey, thanks for the call. Now, I want to play this audio. A mother out of New York City, and it's relevant to the story. She's black, and her son was murdered in New York City, and they got the killers. Her son was murdered. They got the killers. But, Bragg has done something amazing. It's very strange. He's made misdemeanors felonies and felonies misdemeanors. So this woman, she was on Fox News, and she's talking about Bragg and what he did with the men who murdered her son. Listen.
They picked up a new slogan. No one is above the law. If no one is above the law, then I don't understand how Alvin Bragg could dismiss murder and gang assault indictments against two of the people involved in the murder of my son. Because it seems to me that murderers are above the law in New York City. So all of this, no one is above the law, nonsense is just that. It's nonsense. We see it every single day in the Black and brown communities, every day, all day. Everyone is above the law. They're not even making it to the DA's office. The cases are not even being prosecuted, period. We see crime rising out of control every single day. And Alvin Bragg is doing absolutely zero.
And he dismissed murder charges against the men that murdered this woman's son. Where is Black Lives Matter on this? Does her son's life not matter? I'm not completely sure what Bragg's deal is. My general thought is that he's bought and paid for by George Soros. And George Soros wants anarchy to reign in this country and has placed people like Alvin Bragg in these district attorney positions so that they can make America's cities unsafe. Look at this guy that's getting all the attention, the Cash App guy, right? I think that's the goal, chaos. But what I don't understand is why do they think this is an effective measure on the left, since they're only doing this in the Democrat cities, right? Like New York, San Francisco, places like that. It's not happening in conservative parts of the country, only in these liberal areas. I don't quite understand that, but it's pretty sick and sad. It really truly is. Now, our number is 1-888-GO-CANE-1. After the next break, We're going to hear from Kari Lake. And this is some interesting stuff coming from Kari Lake. And we're going to hear from some others on the program today, too, including Alan Dershowitz and others. But this period we are in right now is absolutely frightening. And what President Trump needs is your support. He needs your support more than anything. You know, and you can show your support all kinds of ways. Calling me here on the show. You know, you call the Steve Kane Show, that's support. You're vocal. You're talking to a lot of people. Wearing your MAGA gear when you can, out and about. That's showing your support for President Trump. When President Trump travels, if you're here in the area, go over to Southern Boulevard and be part of the crowd that waves and shows their love and support for President Trump when he drives by. All those things you can do to show your support. And the donors, the people that are donating, who have never donated to a political campaign in their life, that are for the first time becoming donors to the Trump campaign, that is an incredible effort that you're making. Even if it's like a $2 donation, it's not the amount that's important. It's the number of people. Those donations, President Trump has enough money to, without sweating, paying for his entire campaign. It's not about that. It's about showing where the pulse of the American people is at right now. And I believe it's with President Trump. Now, we're going to take our last break of the first hour. We'll come back with Kari Lake and much more. Steve will be joining us in a little bit as well. And your calls at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. And remember, if you miss a show or you miss a part of a show, each day about an hour after we sign off the air, the entire show is uploaded to the radio station website, TrueOldiesFLA.com. And at TrueOldiesFLA.com, not only is the entire show uploaded there every day, about an hour after we sign off, but they're archived up there forever. Also, if you've called in and you want to hear your call, you can do that. Or maybe you can download it as an MP3. Maybe you want to keep your call so you can play it for yourself or your friends in the future. You can do that too. So just go to TrueOldiesFLA.com and the show's up there. Okay. And sometimes I go and pull audio off of that myself for things. All right. So go and check that out. TrueOldiesFLA.com. You can also listen to the program in our entire radio station all day and all night right there at TrueOldiesFLA.com. All right. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hi, it's Steve DeSmith from Will Floor You. For the entire month, we are celebrating our 30-year anniversary, featuring our entire stock selection of luxury vinyl flooring from Shaw and Cortec. This remarkable flooring fits our Florida lifestyle to a T, leading in innovative patterns that replicate real wood. Shaw and Cortec will spruce up your home and for sure the easiest floor to maintain. Here at Will Floor You, we have many patterns and colorways to choose from, all in stock and all on sale. Hey, pick a traditional wood like oak and maple, or a classy European wide and loud type, or the cozy wash beach visual. Marked down to as low as $240 per square foot. That's a 30% savings. Come into our stores in Jupiter and Stewart and see for yourself that you'll be floored at the great values. These are all on hand for quick pickup for the do-it-yourselfer, or have our professional installation teams do it for you, usually within a few days. We're family owned and operated for over 30 years. Will Floor You is your hometown floor store that has it all. Visit us online at willfloor.com.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Hi, this is Keith Singer of Singer Well. If you own a retirement account, not only do you need to make smart
One more commercial after this and we'll be back.
Smart tax choices as well. The IRS is waiting to collect a part of that account, and you can minimize what they get, but you have to use the right strategies.
I was just reading over some articles I'm going to talk about as the show goes on.
474747. Text the word tax report to 474747 so you and your family can keep as much of your IRA as possible.
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Lisa, and my husband and I received our My Pillow 2.0 that we ordered with Kane the other day. The buy one get one free, and they're our first My Pillows, and we love them. We absolutely love them. They're just absolutely marvelous. Yeah, I'm so glad. I got slippers on the way too.
Go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and buy your My Pillow 2.0. Right now, buy one, get one free. You can also order by phone, toll free, 800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. After the show today, I'm heading over to Friendly Tire in Margate. I ran over one of those liberal Democrat nails in the road. There's something in one of my tires. I don't know if it's a nail. I don't know what it is because it's kind of dark out. And I know. I got in the car and on my way to the radio station, and boom, I get the notification. Rear right tire, needs air, which is insane. So I stopped and I looked, and there's something stuck in that tire. Friendly Tire in Margate, they actually do tire repairs, which is very unusual. These tire places around town that have all those overpriced tires, they don't do tire repairs. I had an incident a couple years ago. I was up in Orlando with my daughter for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios up there. And we ran over a nail. And I went to the tire shops up there in Orlando. None of them would plug the tire. They wouldn't repair. Oh, we sell new tires. We don't do repairs. I didn't know that. That's a new thing now. It's a gimmick these tire shops have. So I had to. I wasn't going to buy a new tire. I didn't need a new tire. I just needed the repair done. So we drove home with that nail in the tire. And I stopped at every rest plaza along the way on the turnpike and put air in the tire. And I went to Friendly Tire and got air. I got it fixed. And that's what I'm going to do today. So if you're over at Friendly Tire, I'll probably be there this morning. Well, I know I'll be there because the tire, got something in it. Friendly Tire in Margate, by the way, have the lowest prices on tires you will find anywhere. They have all the brands you know and love: Bridgestone, Firestone, Pirelli, great deals. Run Flats, incredible deals. And he also has thousands of used tires in stock as well. Give Mike a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone on new, used tires, or even a repair. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Okay, so I've got this audio clip of Kari Lake I want to share with you, which is pretty good. And then coming up after the top of the hour, oh boy, you're going to hear from Dershowitz. Ugh. Very, very upsetting what I heard from Alan Dershowitz. But let's hear the good news first from Kari Lake. So Kari Lake was at Mar-a-Lago the other night when President Trump came and made his incredible speech when he came home from New York. And Richie the bus driver was right. When Kari Lake came out, the crowd went nuts. They went nuts for everyone, but they went crazy when Kari Lake came in. The only person that got a larger reaction was the president. She's hugely popular, and she gave an interview there as she was waiting for President Trump, and she said some good things here. But one point she made, I agree with. Listen to this.
And I've said this many times before. I'd love to see Joe Biden throw some type of rally. I'd love Joe Biden to say, "I'm going to come to this arena, this space, and I want you to come out and support me." No one's going to show up, and they know that, and they can't beat Trump, so they have to try to lock him up. But you know what? The last time I checked, there's 3 qualifications to becoming president. You can be indicted on felonies for as much as you want. You can still run for president and be elected in this country. They're not going to stop him. And even if they lock him up, we'll elect him. Even if he's in jail, he'll get elected president.
It's almost as if our founding fathers realized that this day could come, that this kind of tyranny could creep back in and take over our country. And they prepared for it. And we're not going to give up on President Trump. He's a fighter. What I would tell everybody out there watching, Brian, and I know you have really incredible viewers, is This is your time to stand up. Put on your MAGA hat. This is your time. You know how the Democrats always put their ridiculous, whatever the issue of the day is that they've made up. They make that their profile picture. Put on your profile picture, I stand with President Trump. When you stand with President Trump, that means you stand with America. And this is our time. If we're not going to go out and we're not going to riot, thank God. That's not who we are. But we do need to use our voices right now. Start speaking out. Telling people you stand with President Trump. Wear your MAGA hat. I wore a Trump 2024 hat in the airport last night.
Oh, yeah. Well, how was that?
It was great. Everyone was giving me the thumbs up. Yeah, we're with Trump. I had a couple of liberals who were pissed off, and I just smiled, and I was like, I don't care, because guess what? We have our First Amendment rights, and we need to use them before we lose them.
Okay, so this is a very important point. Kari Lake said that President Trump can win the presidency even from jail. And let me tell you, the scheme that these evildoers in the Uniparty have is this, okay? This is something they've been working towards for years, and I predicted this years ago, and now they're making the move to do it. This indictment of Trump, right? They're going to use this indictment to keep him off of primary ballots. That's what they're going to do. They're going to use this, and they're going to find whoever runs the election in a particular state, because every state's different. Sometimes, like here in Florida, we have a state secretary of state. Sometimes it's handled at the county level, a city level. Sometimes it's the governor. Every state's different. But they're going to find a state, a primary state, that will not put Donald Trump on the ballot. The Democrats did this before. I've talked about in 1860, the Democrats kept Lincoln off the ballot in the southern states. Isn't that crazy? They've done this before, and they're going to do it this time. So they're going to find some uniparty hack, and they're going to keep Trump off the ballot in a primary state. And then they're going to use that as leverage to try to get other states to do the same. Well, what we're going to find here, if they are successful in doing that, we're going to find that President Trump is going to be the first nominee of a major party who is won on a write-in, because that's what we're going to have to do. He very well may be the first president elected as a write-in, because what the Uniparty are going to do, if they're unsuccessful and DeSantis does not win the nomination through the primary process and Donald Trump does, right? Say we go to the convention, the Republican convention, and Donald Trump wins the, he's won the primaries, he's got the delegates, and we're in the Republican convention, and which is typically just a formality. They're going to go for a brokered convention. Okay, they're going to go for a brokered convention. And if you look at the court dates from this crooked judge, which I have some more updates on top of yesterday, this judge is so crooked. Oh, my goodness. He's the one who should be indicted, not Trump. But, and we'll wait till you hear this. This is amazing. This guy is more corrupt than I realized, this judge. But they're going to go, if President Trump wins the delegates in the primary process, they're going to go for a brokered convention and try to give it to Ron DeSantis that way. And you never know with these snakes. With a brokered convention, anything can happen. And at that point, we're a little bit powerless. The people that are delegates are local party loyalists who have all kinds of plans on a future holding elected office many times higher than the one a lot of the people that are delegates are city commissioners, county commissioners, state senators, state reps, people like that. And they want higher office. Or sometimes they're well-connected people in the party who want to hold office and haven't been able to, so they're going to do all kinds of things in a brokered convention to give DeSantis, if he's still their golden boy, the nomination over Trump. And that's what this whole indictment is all about. And they're going to make a major move to do these things. So if we come out of the convention and President Trump doesn't have the nomination because it goes brokered or they kept him off the primary ballots or something, and we go into the general election and it's DeSantis versus who, There's going to be the largest write-in campaign in the history of the union, and Donald Trump will win re-election as a write-in candidate. There's going to be a big move to do that, and I think it'll be very successful. Even if they have him in a jail cell, he will win as a write-in candidate. This is their scheme. I know these are evildoers. These are sick people. That's why they have this fake poll about DeSantis leading 5 points against President Trump. They're trying to make it seem like Ron DeSantis is still popular, as opposed to the most disliked Republican by Republicans in America. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey,
Lisa, turn the volume down in the back.
yeah, sorry about that. I had to get in the other room. Well, listen, first off, Brian, I just want to say, I want to thank you for the My Pillow commercial. Every time we hear it, my husband is so thrilled and so proud of me, and he's very thankful that you did that, and so am I, and we love our pillows.
All right. Thank you. How about the slippers? You got the slippers yet?
I got the slippers, but I accidentally bought the wrong size.
Oh.
I thought I know, I got to send them back and get the right size.
Okay.
Yeah, they feel great.
Okay.
But listen, you remember the other day when you played that thing from the slip up that Biden did about
yes,
that was on Trump Social, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing that they will do anything. Okay.
Correct.
To try to bring down Trump. Now, you were talking about your opinion of what is Bragg's, ultimate, why is he doing this when he's letting murders go free? But it's all tied in with what Biden said. These people have a network, and they're working together with Soros and other people.
Yep.
Whatever it takes, if they have to bribe these people,
yeah,
like get him off the ballot,
they're terrified.
Everything.
See,
they're terrified, and the more scared they get, the more it helps Trump, because they're desperate, and everybody around the world sees how desperate.
And they're so desperate. What they're doing is counter to their goal. If they just left Trump alone, he only has one term left. After his second term, they could get back to their work of selling America to China. Okay, but what they're doing is they're putting a spotlight on what it is they're doing. And the selling out of America to China, and that's that. And they just, but they're so angry they can't see straight.
Correct. And I think the thing that makes me and my husband sick, and so many people sick, is how many GOPers are sucked into this ridiculous notion of managing the decline of our country into China's hands.
Well, they've all been bought. Like I bet you. I was talking yesterday, President Bush should be out there defending President Trump. He's our only other Republican president, but he's a war criminal from Iraq. I promise you, George Bush is making money off of this Ukraine war somehow.
Oh, I have no doubt about it. He's getting paid somehow, and crooked as they come. And that's what's so sad for all of us to see what's happening behind. We can all see what's happening behind the scenes. And then Biden comes out with another one of his flips, just like he did with we've got them.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got to run. I got to run for the break at the top. But thanks for the call. We'll be back with more of your calls. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 888-465-2631. It's Thursday morning. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back right after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robe Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show.
Welcome, everyone. If you're new, subscribe to my channel. There's over 1,300 in the live stream right now. Please like the video. That helps get this video recommended to other people that have not yet found my channel. So liking the video, subscribing, clicking the notification bell, all that helps grow the channel. which is, of course, the most pro Donald Trump place on all of YouTube. No doubt about that, man. So when we get back, I'm going to get to Dershowitz. Got to do a quick recap of what I talked about, and then Dershowitz. No, that's good. That's good. Good.
That first, like usually when the show starts, it's just now.
Yeah.
The Steve Kane show, it changed to the. You're listening to Steve Kane show.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't. Oh, maybe that's going to play now because I didn't hear. I wasn't listening to that. I'll listen to this time.
I wanted you to just hear it first. I didn't want to ruin the surprise.
Someone sent me this article that's, I'll tell you, Al Knight, who does the weekends here, he sent me this news article about a radio guy in New York who was attacked by a listener. I don't know why he sent me this. Yeah. Why would he send this to me? Exactly. Oh, Mike Pence can't wait to testify. He can't wait. Are you talking about Robert Kennedy? Oh, yeah, they hate Bobby Kennedy. Robert Kennedy Jr. I love him. He's awesome. I love Bobby Kennedy Jr. He's going to be the first major Kennedy to get shut down by the Democrats. The RNC is horrible. They are horrible, disgusting people. That is for sure. Yeah, they did some new hourly opens and rejoins. So there's a new one coming up during this break. So welcome everyone who's new to the program. Welcome. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, guys. Oh, wow. Wow. We must have upscale listeners. They're running commercials for private jet rentals. That's awesome. I've never been on a private jet. I've been on private planes, but, you know, propeller-driven planes, you know, like twin engines thing.
Sign up to jet away to the Kentucky Derby and to the Formula One race in Miami. What an unbelievable, fun, fantastic weekend you will have. Call for pricing and more details. Reserve your spot. That's 561-709-7073. Join us for Moments of Scripture.
We'll be back shortly. Less than a minute, like 30 seconds.
Here's a sweet potato or the fast swallow with an who can become the founder vendor herb, the got a chicken or the dragon who treats around. Pay attention or pay the price.
That first hour of the show flew by.
since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. Oh, man, 6 minutes after 7. It's Thursday, April 6th. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane will be joining us in just a bit. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Let me do a quick recap of a major story that I started the first hour with, and then we're going to hear from the great Alan Dershowitz, who has been a guest on this program many, many times, talking about the Trump indictment. But there's a new poll that the fake news are pushing, and you're probably hearing about it first here. It's so absurd. The poll says that Ron DeSantis is leading Trump in Florida by 5 points. And I saw that story, and I knew immediately that was just nonsense. That was nonsense. He's ahead of Trump by 5 points, Ron DeSantis, in Florida. Are you kidding me? Because everyone I talk to on the phones here that's a Floridian, they're so angry at Ron DeSantis, they can't even see straight, right? So, of course, the fake news media, they're going to push this because they got a lot invested in Governor DeSantis. So there's a story about it in Breitbart, and Breitbart was kind enough to include in their story a link to the poll itself. And I went down to the methodology to see who they polled. 64% of those polled are not Republicans. They're either Democrats or they claim to be no party affiliated. Okay, no party affiliation. Give me a break. That means they're Democrats that are lying about what party they're in. So they go to, we're facing a Republican primary is what's going on right now in Florida. And Florida is not an open primary state. In a primary, you can only vote for candidates in the party in which you were registered. So what Democrats and independents think doesn't matter. It only matters what Republicans think. But even when 64% of the Floridians are polled are not Republican, DeSantis is barely inching out a lead. That's almost within the margin of error, even among Democrats in that poll. But it's a fake news poll. More than 2/3 of those polled, over 40% of those polled, 64% of those polled are not Republican. That's the poll that they're promoting, that DeSantis is ahead in Florida. Yeah, if you go talk to a bunch of Democrat jerks. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine. How you doing, Brian?
Oh, well, best as I can be with them having arrested President Trump this week.
Well, I just saw a really nice morsel on TV. It said that since the indictment, President Trump has raised over $12 million.
Wow. That's amazing.
Tell me how that's going to hurt him. This is going to help him. I'm telling you, Americans are tired of this crap. And I think it's going to just roll from here. That Trump train's going to come. And the more time and the more speed and momentum he's going to grow.
That's right. That's right. Hey, appreciate the call. Yeah, in fact, Stephanie Rule on MSNBC, I got a clip of her. She's very upset about Trump raising all this money. And if you don't know who Stephanie Rule is, she looks like she smokes about 6 packs a day. I don't know if she's a smoker, but her skin looks like she's a smoker. People that are chain smokers, it turns the color of their skin and the texture of their skin. That's kind of how she looks. I don't know that she smokes. I'm saying she looks like she smokes 6 packs a day. But this is Stephanie Rule having a meltdown on MSNBC yesterday about President Trump's fundraising. Listen.
This isn't a win for Donald Trump. It's a win in one place and one place only. Fundraising, and it's what he does consistently. Since this indictment was announced, according to his campaign, he's raised $8 million. In the last 24 hours, in the motorcade on the way to the airport, he's on Truth Social, send me a check. First thing this morning, this is my last email before I'm arrested. And then as he entered the DA's office, he had fingerprinted, his campaign sends out an email. You send us a check and you will get a t-shirt with Donald Trump's mugshot, which doesn't exist because he didn't get one. And so over and over and over. This is always about the grift and fundraising. His lawyer, Joe Tacopina, who should be focused on the case, gets right in front of the cameras and says he's raising more money than ever. So it's eye on the ball. There's one thing that has always been his focus, making money for himself, and that's what he's doing.
Okay, so she's just having a hysterical meltdown. I don't think she's gone through menopause yet. She's too hysterical, unless this is one of those menopausal mood swings she's in. But Stephanie Rule, this is what she doesn't get. Donald Trump doesn't need 10 cents. He could fund the campaign himself and still be a billionaire many times over, okay? The fundraising serves a number of purposes. Two of them are this. One, the fundraising is a poll within itself. It shows how strong his support of the American people truly is, okay? The fact that such a high percentage of them are first-time political donors shows that the Democrats, the uniparty, by arresting President Trump, have pushed so many people to him. So that's one purpose. It just shows his great support, and they're freaking out. They can't believe, they don't understand. Everything they do only makes Trump more popular and stronger. They should just leave him alone, but they can't do it because they hate the guy so much. The other reason that he does the fundraising that he does not need to do, because he's so rich, is it gives people a vested interest in the campaign too if they've invested money, even if it's a $1 donation, all right? But you can hear the panic. They're still donating. They're still donating. That's right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
John.
Hey, John.
You wanted to talk about why Trump is going to prison.
Oh, Trump's going to you think Trump should go to prison?
Well, yes, but he is going to prison.
Oh, really? Why should he go to prison? Why should he go to prison?
The next this case coming up right now for his indictments, he probably won't get much for it. But he stole $12,000.
Yeah.
Take them.
You know, I'm so glad. You know what? I'm so glad you called, John. Slow down, John. Slow down. I'm so glad you called, because you know what this show's been missing that the shows on TV have? Excuse me. You're talking, you know, while I'm talking. I'll finish and go back to you. What this show has been missing is a legal expert. So we have a legal expert. John, you must be an attorney.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my goodness. He doesn't, you know, now he wants to get hung up on. But I was hoping we'd have a legal expert on the line there. We have an expert in something else. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our first break of the second hour. I'm going to go right back to the calls. That's just too bad. I was hoping to be able to talk to him a little bit more. 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. 888-465-2631. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio this year. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
Legal expert.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Exactly.
He says firm, has no thing, and has not called once to try to explain it.
That's not all. Smallest is going to give you a fully customized home security system and professional installation. We use their low-cost central station monitoring.
Oh, man. Unfortunately, a lot of the liberal callers are shut-ins. You know, they live with their parents still, and they're not used to having like interactions with people.
Because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor. Dr. Mitch Vitez at the Bio Station West LA and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones.
No, Mike's here. He's not going to be here tomorrow or Monday. Mike's behind me. Mike's going to New York for Easter.
Reverses all the signs of menopause. Loose sweat's gone. Night sweat's gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez. And when I first meet him, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet him again after they began hormone replacement, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez. Tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. Experience awe-inspiring landscapes and traverse the great Canadian Rocky Mountains on the Rocky Mountaineer Train with bi-level glass dome coaches, August 15th through the 20th. The only passenger rail service that runs on the historic rail route connecting Canada from east to west. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey? Head to briantrain.com and request a brochure. Book your spot now and make memories that will last a lifetime. That's briantrain.com and request your brochure.
This is Lori Keene. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Last commercial, coming back.
954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. I love that new rejoin we have there. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. If you're on hold, stand by. Steve joining us. Hey, Steve. Hey, now, if you're on hold, don't go anywhere. I want to tell everyone about any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs, where my family, we go for all of our lab testing. And I want to tell you, before I tell you why you should go there are lots of any lab test nows. I know that, right? But there are only two advertising on all of our radio stations. That's any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. And what I mean by that is don't go to the other ones. Just go to those two, okay? And the reason, though, that we go to, I go to any lab test now of Boca. Steve, you use any lab test now of Coral Springs. They have all the thousands of lab tests that your doctor will ever require, and they guarantee the lowest price on them. And we go there for a couple of reasons. One, you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. And I've never been in there 15 minutes, okay? But they don't like us to say less, so they want to give a buffer, you know. And when I go in there, I'm talking to them because I know everybody there. They've been advertisers here on the program for years and years. And even when I'm in there socializing and getting my lab work, I'm back in my car less than 15 minutes after I walked in. They do have the lowest price. Appointments are not necessary. You don't even need a doctor's order, by the way. You get the results the next day. They can send them to your doctor. But the reason we go is a couple of reasons. One, how quick it is. You go to your doctor for a lab test. It's like an all-day affair, right? You got to wait. Then they in the lobby. Then they take you into the exam room. Then you got to wait. And then the doctor comes in. It's like a half a day of affair. And a lot of your doctors, they don't even do the lab work. They send you with a doctor's order to one of those labs. So then you got to start the whole wait process over again. It's insane. And so that's one reason we go. And another reason we go is so that we can see our lab results ourselves, and know what's going on with our health. And any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road, north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood over by the Coral Square Mall. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right, Steve. Well, lots been happening.
And I think you stumbled on what the plan is.
Yeah, that's right.
Genius in its simplicity. What the Democrats are going to do is on election day.
No, chaos and confusion. Yeah. Mm.
Talking about every state in the
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Nah, I'm not worried. We got everything under control. Yeah. What this indictment has turned the public so against them and so focused on Trump. None of their schemes are going to work. They're making Trump more popular than ever. And what's going to happen in New York is, Alan Dershowitz was interviewed by Charlie Kirk yesterday. And, some things came out about the judge. This judge is a very, very corrupt guy. I was talking about his daughter makes millions of dollars working for Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Gavin Newsom. It also came out that she works for Schiff, Adam Schiff, okay, the judge's daughter. And then President Trump uncovered that this judge is not only a donor to the Democrat Party, he's a donor to Joe Biden specifically, and many other Democrat causes and things. So we got this crooked judge. So Alan Dershowitz, this is the most crooked judge we've seen in the modern era. So Alan Dershowitz was on with Charlie Kirk yesterday and was talking about the court case. And I'm going to share this with you. Alan Dershowitz says that Donald Trump is going to be convicted in this crooked judge's courtroom. Listen to this. Hold on, let me rewind. Let me rewind it. I hit the wrong button. Every time I play the first soundbite of the hour, that happens. Here we go.
I don't think I could get this case dismissed so easily. I don't think that if you had the best lawyers in the history of the world, Abraham Lincoln and John Marshall, a New York City judge would dismiss this case because that New York City judge's life would be over. Everybody would point to him the way they pointed to me when I defended Trump. Yes. Oh my God, there's the man who helped Trump get free. So I don't think it's going to be easy. I think he probably will be convicted by a New York jury who voted for Bragg and voted for Get Trump. It will be reversed on appeal. It will never be affirmed all the way up to the Supreme Court. But Bragg's going to be popular. He'll be reelected, and he'll probably win his case unless there is a change of venue.
Okay. So Alan Dershowitz, he's saying it's a fact that Donald Trump will be convicted in this crooked judge's courtroom, and that is going to turn the tide even more so. Look at how much support President Trump has gained just by being indicted. When they have a kangaroo court convict an innocent man, the support for Donald Trump is going to reach its highest point ever. And the way they've timed this, it's going to be very close to, it's going to take place during the primaries and the general election. So this is that a conviction of Donald Trump is actually maybe the best case scenario for Trump now, Steve. I know, it's crazy.
It's just unbelievable. Who would have ever thought this could have happened?
Well, what's crazy. I'm not surprised that we have crooked Democrat judges and crooked Democrat district attorneys. Democrats have always been crooked, but back in the days when they had when the Democrats had judges and juries and that would free guilty people, that Democrats that lynched blacks, there wasn't TV back then like now. Right? People weren't watching it by the millions. You would read about it in a newspaper, maybe. For them to do this on television in front of the world, a lot of people think they're fearless. I don't think they're fearless. I think they're desperate. I think that they did polling on every possible scenario, and every poll they showed has Trump winning.
DeSantis poll took a lot of.
Oh, it sure did. Well, let's take a call or two, then we'll break. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Don in Jupiter. Good morning.
Hey, Jupiter, what's up?
I had a conversation with one of my buddies at work yesterday, and I just want to warn people, don't fall the stupid trap of, they wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Do this to any and every candidate that's got an R bias name. They've been doing it for years. So nobody fall in the stupid trap of, well, we're tired of Donald Trump having problems because the next guy's going to have problems. No matter who we put up, they're going to have problems. So that's my thought for today. Have a great day.
All right. And he timed it perfectly because we're coming up on the bottom of the hour break. Now, Trump's not going to give up. You know, when he came out at Mar-a-Lago, you may not have caught this part, but did you catch the introduction to President Trump and at Mar-a-Lago the other night? Let me play this for you. Not all the TV carried this. President Trump was introduced before that speech there at Mar-a-Lago, and this is the introduction that they gave him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
That was the speech after he was arrested in New York and came back home. So it doesn't sound like he has any plans on stepping aside. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. When we come back, we'll get back to the phones. There's more to share. We've just scratched the surface, and I'll also do a little recapping. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane's here. I'm Brian. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're off to an awesome start. We're going to see a daytime high today. Again, in the mid to upper 80s. We're going to see partly cloudy skies, dry conditions, great tomorrow, but it looks like a good chance of some scattered showers and storms on Sunday afternoon for the holiday.
Okay.
This country, modern day Democratic Party, has become unrecognizable to me and to so many others throughout the state and this country. The party wants to villainize anyone who has free thought, free judgment, has solutions, who wants to get to work to better our state, not just have a workshop after a workshop, but really work with individuals to get things done, because that's what real public servants do. If you don't do exactly what Democrats want you to do, they will try to bully you.
I'll play that when we get back.
The help you deserve. GetRefunds.com can find out if your business qualifies for ERC assistance in less than 8 minutes. It may be eligible for up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com to get started. That's GetRefunds.com.
I'll be right back, guys.
Traffic
Bathroom break.
service at Palm Beach Kennel Club. Lots of exciting events.
I hope I have time.
$100,000 guaranteed Monster Multi-Flight Tournament, March 30th through April 2nd. This Saturday, watch, wager, and win on exciting OTB action, including the Florida and Arkansas Derby, with paddock tickets available. For info, go to bbkennelclub.com.
Have heart failure and often hear
those stomach issues ruined your birthday. You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa. Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy or ATTR-CM.
Oh, man. All right.
Dr. Appleton and his Razor Away. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
By treating your knee pain with laser, treatment is simple and no side effects. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. They're all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do, shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis.
Welcome, everyone. If you're new, welcome to my channel. This is our bottom of the hour break.
Is a chiropractic physician, and with the Laser Away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call
The way out of this mess is support Trump. Trump knows the way out of this. That's the only way out of it is Trump re-election.
Make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Copeland every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Building Restoration.
Got about 1 minute till we're back.
The roofing and construction industry for 40 years. We are originally from Connecticut, where our values and work ethic is second to none. We install all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingle, clay and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. We work with homeowners, HOAs, commercial properties, and churches. We are state of Florida licensed roofing and general contractors. At Laporta Contracting, family is what we are, and roofing and restoration is what we do. We help guide our customers to a successful outcome by constantly informing them every step of the way. At Laporta Contracting, let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or visit us on our website at laportacontracting.com. That number again is 954-604-4602.
Think you might have COVID? Have
All
you
right.
come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now available in the Silverfoot Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto on the east side of 441. Open Monday through Saturday, no appointment necessary.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here, and the phones are ringing. You want to go back to the phone, Steve?
Ryan, the funding from Congress is going to very quickly become a big issue here, because to continue working and getting a paycheck, representatives of the House have to get their funding from the budget.
Yeah.
They decide, because we do control the House, actually not by as tight a margin as you might fear. That's going to make a big difference in the end.
Well, they should cut all funding to New York City. There should be a boycott of everything New York City.
I think this thing is taking shape pretty quick, and I think the indications are they're going to hit the ground running.
Yeah, defund New York City, not the state, New York City. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Sam.
Sam in Coral Springs. What's up?
Yeah, and I expect you to come on the phone so fast. I just got another phone, and I had to Google you to get onto this new phone. But anyway, I know about the DeSantis thing. What a rat! What a traitor! Unbelievable. He's worse than Mitt Romney, I think. There's a good tie there between them. I mean, as far as both being rats.
No, he's worse than Romney. If he would have pulled this a few months ago, Charlie Crist would be the governor of Florida right now.
That's true, and that would be awful, huh? I know Charlie Crist back and forth. You never know where he stands on anything. So I guess he easily bought off because of that factor, you know. Well, often a new piece of pizza, he'll offer a whole new on program. Anyway, I was calling. I really like you guys. I listen to you all the time, and I had met and talked to originally the great Joe Pine. And at that time, I was a young guy. I was probably you ain't even born yet. But Steve is my age, so I'm an old time guy. And I was talking to Joe Pine back in 1979, I think it was.
I remember
No,
the last show we did with Joe, and he went out. He He asked us to bring down the curtain, and he couldn't continue with the performance, and they carried him in his chair off the set. That was the last time I saw Joe Pine.
Yeah, and caller, it wasn't 1979. Joe Pine was long dead by 1979.
It was 10 years before. I'm off 10 years.
Yeah.
1969. I'm sorry. I was thinking about that. I'm way off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the radio show where he would make personal appearances at the local Chrysler product dealership, and since I was a Chrysler product fan, Art Barracudas and stuff.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you're referencing this because of Steve or not, but Steve was Joe Pine's television and radio producer.
Yeah, I found out just recently now. I wish I knew it back then.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get into radio so bad. I even took a course called the Columbia School of Broadcasting and listening, a few little courses. I was living in LA at the time, and I even did a few little radio amateur type shows in LA.
Oh yeah.
So much money going here.
An amateur show. That's like that. Is that like the Joyce Kaufman show? An amateur show?
Money to practice in the studio. That little place to make money.
So, welcome to the show.
Yeah, and I wish I'd met Steve Kane then. I'd probably be making some money now instead of what I'm making.
Maybe you did, and you didn't know it. Maybe you met. Maybe when you went to that Joe Pine appearance, Steve was there, and you did meet. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was at the Chrysler dealership, there in Glendale, California.
Hey, Steve, back in '68, did you go to the Chrysler dealership in 1968? Do you remember? No, you.
I don't have a regular.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, listen. Welcome to the show, and don't be a stranger. All right. Take care. Thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? I know he's turning either left or right. Letitia, I hear the turn signal.
How's it going? Yeah, I drive tractor trailers.
Wow. Oh, you're a lady truck driver?
Yes, I am.
Wow. What are you hauling?
Whatever they tell me to.
You don't know what's in there now?
Oh, nothing right now. I just picked an empty trailer up. I'm headed to Crystal Geyser.
Okay.
And picking up a load of water.
A lady truck driver. That sounds hot, man. That lady truck. Anyway, what's on your mind? What would you call us about today?
Listen, if people would just bow down to God and recognize and glorify Him for what He's doing, we're in the Exodus right now, and what's going on is it's a trap. It's a trap. Just like when He brought the out of Egypt, He brought them to the Red Sea. They thought they had nowhere to go, but He was trapping the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what He's doing right now. He's trapping the enemy, and Bragg's is going down. He bragged about Medusa. Medusa's going to brag about him.
Well, with Bragg, this is, I've been watching CNN and MSNBC this week, and I have not heard any legal person on MSNBC or CNN say anything other than this case is a joke. The only lawyer I've seen on television who thinks Bragg has a case is Bragg. In fact, on CNN, that I cannot remember the guy's name. If somebody remembers, let me know. That FBI guy that Trump fired like the day before he got his pension, he even said on CNN that this case has no merit. There's nothing here. John Bolton, who hates Trump like the plague, said that there's no hope of there's nothing here. Who else? Who's what's the guy? He was friends with Obama. He was married to Billy Carter's daughter. The Nothing Burger guy, black. He's on CNN. You know what I'm talking about, Steve?
Yes,
yeah.
I can't remember his. Even he said, "There's nothing here. There's nothing here."
There isn't. They have tried everything for 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Van Jones. Yeah, Van Jones is the. Even Van Jones said, "This is a nothing burger." Only Bragg is the only lawyer who says that there's a case here.
Well, I have a new name for Trump, the Teflon man.
You gotta start looking for the fact that we're gonna start going in the offensive very quickly, and a lot of these Democrats are gonna find themselves dragged into court.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's right.
They're not gonna have a free ride anymore.
Correct. Hey, listen, thanks for the call, and don't be a stranger.
Hey, one last thing. I grew up in Boca.
Oh,
Lived in North Lauderdale for a while. So when you mentioned Margate, yeah, I know. What is that? Fishbone?
not many Boca girls grow up to be truck drivers. They usually grow up to be doctors' wives and accountant wives and attorney wives. So there you go. That's
But Boca is known as Jew Central.
Oh, is it? Is that true, Steve? Happy Passover. Oh my goodness. That's the call of the week. Okay. I live in Boca. And I'll just say there's a lot of confusion with people in Boca, and this is true. And I'll oh my goodness, who says anti-Semitism doesn't exist? People think that all New Yorkers are Jews. Not all New Yorkers are Jews. Okay, there's a lot of New Yorkers in Boca, no doubt about it, and some of them are in fact Jews. But not all New Yorkers are Jews. You know what I mean, Steve? I don't know what that is, why people think that, but oh man. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh my goodness.
From Boca.
Oh, Boca. You know what they say Boca is central for, if you heard the last caller.
Yeah, I did, but we live in West Boca, so that's not really Boca.
Oh, okay.
That Benedict DeSantis, whatever you want to call him, I hear that he's trying to still get a bill through the assembly or through the legislature to try to get on the ballot.
Yes. They may do that this week. That could happen this week. They introduced a bill on the day of the indictment, so no one, when the indictment announcement came, so no one would notice, changing Florida law so Governor DeSantis can run for president without resigning the governor's office. That's correct. They introduced it in the Senate, and it may pass this week. They're being so secretive, they might have already done it, and we don't know about it yet.
Who knows? After his big Disney loss, he's got to try to get something out there to win. So,
the way she said it,
that's what the
way she said it's in his mind.
I guess he really is. I thought he was with Trump like in the beginning, like you thought. Also, I know for sure he's not.
He was, you know what he was? He was like a Donnie Brasco from the Uniparty. He was undercover and he blew his cover. I'm glad he did. He saved us from him.
Exactly. I mean, everybody I talk to thinks of it the same way. He's a backstabber, and we've known during election what it is. Well,
yeah,
we would have thought.
He made a bad decision. It's an interesting example of bad decisions. He made one bad decision, and it cost him last week or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Cost him his whole career.
He's done.
Never come back from that.
Never. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. We're up against a break. All right, take care. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and it's time to check in with your attorney, Steve, Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Brian. How are you guys doing today?
How are you, Barry?
I'm doing great. Good to hear your voice. So today I wanted to talk about something we see all the time. Of course, part of what we do is elder law, and of course we're dealing with families with elderly family members who may be on the brink of needing care or who already need care, and we see and hear this all the time about folks who are having falls, and sometimes they break an arm or they'll break a hip, and that's just really what we want to do is we want to help families when there's a first sign that there's a need for care. They can get care with Medicaid. A lot of people put it off because they think there's no way to pay for it. They're going to go broke. But for most people, we could help them get care at home with Medicaid, where they can get home care for up to 40 hours a week. They can get assistance with assisted living facilities and get substantial help with the cost of a nursing home. And so one of the things that we also see is that a lot of times people are either not getting the help they need or not enough, And so the elderly spouse, the 70-something, 80-something-year-old spouse is taking care of their ill spouse, and it is having a detrimental effect on their own health. And a lot of times we'll see what we call the healthy spouse become ill or end up dying before the one that was unhealthy, simply because of all the stress and the physical exertion they've had to give to take care of that unhealthy spouse. So for those who have a loved one that may need care and you're concerned about how to pay for it, you should call us, because we could very likely get you help to pay for those costs through government benefits and protect your assets.
Yeah, and it allows someone, when they can get these benefits, to maintain their independence, as opposed to having their kids do these things. And and the Siegel Law Group have an entire team of people who specialize in just this. It's always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group if you mention you heard attorney Barry Siegel on the radio. Online at siegellawgroup.com, or give them a call toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Attorney Barry Siegel will finish out the week tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All right. Back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
It sure is. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Lisa from Pompano.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, how are you doing? I'm so glad I just heard the commercial, because I'm actually meeting with Barry today, my husband and I met with Jason 3 weeks ago. So I'm waiting to see what's going to,
Awesome.
And very, very beautiful office. And Jason was great. And we're meeting him today at 4. But so it'll be great. Anyways, my question to you, Brian and Steve, I have a friend who is a big, Trump supporter and all that. And I just want to know what the verbiage, because I've been trying to talk to her about it, because she said that if DeSantis is on the thing and he makes it through, that she's going to vote for him. And
Really?
in Trump's name? Yeah. I said, well, I would write in Trump's name. So what do you?
This is, let me tell you, I will never vote for Ron DeSantis ever again in my life. The only way he would get my vote is if he went to Mar-a-Lago and begged for the forgiveness of the president and all of us that he betrayed. And then even then, I don't know if I'd believe him. The only other than that, if he was on the ticket with Trump, I'd have to vote for him in that way. But he can't be trusted. I mean, this is the way I compare it. Okay, the betrayal of Ron DeSantis, and I know for a fact there are people in his orbit that have been listening to this program over the last couple of weeks as we've discussed this. Okay, this is the betrayal of Ron DeSantis to the Florida voter is the equivalent of the betrayal a woman feels when she finds out that her husband is having sex with another woman because she comes home from work early and he's in bed with the other woman. It's that level of betrayal, and he's so out of touch with reality and so in love with himself, he doesn't even realize what he's done. When is the last time you heard someone say, I'm in Ron DeSantis's free Florida? I haven't heard it in about 3 weeks.
No, I know. So my question is, how do I convince her to, not convince her, but just talk?
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Where does your friend live? Where does your friend live?
In Pompano.
Oh, tell her to listen to the Steve Kane Show Monday through Friday. That's all you need to do. That's all. If she listens to us, she'll understand. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Have a great day. I'll let you know about Barry.
All right. Take care. Oh, I know it'll turn out well. By the way, Steve, just on a personal note, at the bottom of the hour break, I went to the men's room here at the radio station. And I've told you, you haven't been here yet to use the men's room, Steve, but the men's room here is an executive VIP men's room that you have to have a combination to get into. And it's got things in there. I don't even know what they do. It's very fancy with beautiful tile and everything else. It's amazing. And people want, why do you make such a big deal about this VIP men's room? People ask me about this that listen to the show sometimes. At the old radio station in Boca, the men's room was like going to the men's room at a subway station in New York when Dinkins was mayor. Okay. Complete with homeless person, and this, I mean, Steve, sometimes I'm at home and I think about driving all the way up here to Palm Beach Gardens just to use the men's room here as opposed to the one in my home. It's so beautiful and it smells good too. I mean, I don't know what they're doing in there, but I've never seen a men's room like this. All right, let's go. Let's see who this is. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, I'm hearing myself in the background. You're on the air, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm not at home.
Oh, here we go, Steve. This is the liberal response. Once, twice. All right. Thank you for your call. The liberals have given up, Steve. They've given up. One thing that you got to understand with this move they're making on President Trump, they're not lucid, these people. Okay, you know how out of touch DeSantis is with the pulse of the American people.
Good example. This is a bright guy, DeSantis.
Yeah,
He has his head. You would think in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But he's lost it.
I do have my Vans on. Yes.
Out of nowhere, just committed political Harry.
Good.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I would rather find out what he's really about now before he's president in 2028. Yeah, he was, but for the life of me, he got so excited over the indictment that he blew his cover. He just couldn't. And I'll tell you, the media are making a joke out of this, but it's not a joke. Okay. Bobby Kennedy Jr. announced yesterday he's running for president as a Democrat. And I don't expect him to win the nomination, and the media hate him, but he's Bobby's son, okay? And nothing makes a Democrat go goo goo gaga more than a Kennedy. Oh yeah, and he is one of only two that I know of right now that are like top vocal Kennedys. Him and his cousin Carolyn. Who else does? Well, Bobby had like 80 kids. And, but Bobby Kennedy Jr. is the most famous Kennedy alive.
Breathing impaired.
He's when he talks, he sounds like Katharine Hepburn, Bobby Kennedy. But he's brilliant. And this guy, typically the Democrats, they would shut out, a fringe candidate. But because he's Bobby's son, he's going to be at every Democrat event there is. He's going to be on shows. He's going to be at events. And he does not support what they're doing to President Trump. He's going to be very vocal. He's going to be a thorn in their side. And I love Bobby Kennedy Jr. I love him. We may have him on the show, Steve. He's really good. I watch him. He does a lot of interviews online, and I see regularly. And he's a regular guest on Megyn Kelly's show.
Of late, he has been standing up for Trump.
On this, yeah, he's a Democrat, but he's how people say that if President Kennedy were alive today, he'd be a Republican, and we don't really know, right? Bobby Kennedy Jr. is a Democrat in name only for the most part. He agrees with us on most everything, more than you'd realize. It's amazing when you hear him talk, and the Democrats. Because of who he is, he's going to get a lot of exposure, and he calls out Biden and Kamala for what they are all the time. So this is beautiful. Oh yeah, I support his campaign. Yeah, I think Bobby Kennedy's campaign is awesome. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You know this is Jay from Jersey. If you don't know, it's Jay from Jersey. I'll let you get off with.
Well, I know now because you told me.
Okay. I just heard you say something. I wasn't going to call you today. But you just said a few minutes ago that the betrayal was like a man cheating on his wife. I'm trying to figure out how. I'm convinced you're a meathead now, dead from the neck up, because you just said that cheating on his wife is the betrayal. But the reason Trump got arrested is because he was cheating on his wife. Are you dead from the neck up, for real.
Well, President Trump said that those are lies. In fact, not only has he said that, Stormy Daniels wrote a letter and signed it saying that she never had sex with Donald Trump.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, it was published by TMZ about 3-4 years ago. Yes. Yes. And she signed it.
Dead from the neck up, too. He's going to be there, too. Come on, y'all really believe that crap?
Yeah.
Slept with 2 women and fostered a child. Come on.
Now, okay, this Trump love child, you mean to tell me that the media that hate Trump like the plague, although they don't really hate plagues anymore, do they? The Trump hating media, there's a love child of Donald Trump's out of wedlock, and they're hiding this person's identity and not showing us the Donald Trump love child. Why not?
I don't know. That one might be a little.
Maybe he doesn't exist. Like Bill Clinton's black son that he had with the Little Rock, Arkansas prostitute, little Danny Williams, who's a grown man now. You know what?
Can I ask you a question? Why did anybody give Stormy Daniels? Because do you give people $130,000 for nothing? Do you give people $150,000 for nothing?
Trump didn't give her anything. Trump didn't give her anything. In fact, she's had to pay Trump back in his legal fees. He gave her nothing.
Oh, God. You are dead from the neck up. All you medical people are dead from the neck up. Come on, the man got arrested because he slept around.
That's a crime? Consensual sex is a crime now in New York?
No, it's cheating on his wife.
That's a crime. Wait a minute. You're telling me the Scarlet Letter is now a crime? Adultery is a crime that you get arrested for?
No, you said it was pretty bad, but Trump cheated on his wife.
No, Trump said it didn't happen. Stormy Daniels said it didn't happen. Stormy Daniels signed a letter.
Relationship with while he's married.
I don't know.
What about he's on his 3rd wife and he cheated on every single one?
No, in fact, Marla Maples was cheating on Trump, and that's why he dumped her.
And he was cheating with Marla Maples on his 1st wife. Are you stupid?
Well, and look how that ended up.
Okay, so he's a cheater. You don't see that? Oh, it's hard to admit it because you're a Trump nut.
Yes.
Mega people are Trump nuts.
It's not mega, it's MAGA.
Like that. MAGA people are Trump nuts. That's a good one. Trump nuts, you get it?
No, I don't actually get it at all. Oh my goodness. That's the best the left have to offer. Now, I want to tell you, I was up very late last night. I went to bed about 10:30 and I woke up at 2 a.m. And I set my alarm for 2 a.m. I had to get up really early this morning. So what did I get? I got like 3.5 hours sleep. And you hear how well rested I am and filled with energy? That's because I'm sleeping on my MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology, which is a major upgrade on the MyPillow that started it all, which is buy one, get one free when you use our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. The MyPillow 2.0 is amazing. My wife and I have been sleeping on our MyPillow 2.0s with cooling technology for exactly 2 months now. 2 months last night, because I got it the Wednesday after the cruise, Steve. That's how I've kept track of it, and it is wonderful. You will love it. Buy one, get one free with our promo code KANE at checkout. My wife says it's great for those women who are suffering with menopause, because women that are going through menopause have the night sweats, they're hot at night, and it keeps your head and face from getting warm or hot. Your face and head are always the perfect temperature when you're sleeping on the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology. Now, listen, you can take advantage of all the specials at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, not just the ones I talk about. I just highlight my favorites and what I consider to be the must-haves. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, KANE. All right. Callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour. We'll go right to the calls, and we have more to get into, too. We've just scratched the surface. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3.
Oh, my goodness.
Broadcasting from the Rome Studio. Injured recently? Call the Rose Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Rose, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. The Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor space spaces are created. Here's the oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're off to an awesome start. We're going to see a daytime high today. Again, in the mid to upper 80s. We're going to see partly cloudy skies, dry conditions, great tomorrow, but it looks like a good chance of some scattered showers and storms on Sunday afternoon for the holiday. I'm the VPVF 29 First Morning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw. Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Multi-vehicle crash in West Palm, still causing heavy delays. 95 heading northbound at Southern Boulevard. 2 left lanes are blocked by the scene. Heavy stop for the traffic on the approach back to Papa Road. Delays to the south on 95 between Boynton Beach Boulevard and Indiana Road. The turnpike is still full speed. We're also seeing the usual delays now from Deerfield Beach and Boulevard on 95 heading northbound. We also have a multi-vehicle crash on the 95 northbound ramp to PG.
Magnet, that's not even clever.
Okeechobee crash there.
Not even clever.
Batteries plus they do more than fix phones and tablets to help their neighbors power their lives. Visit Batteries Plus for free auto battery testing and free.
I would say Jay from Jersey's losing his mind, wouldn't you? I mean, he's devolving.
Traffic is service of Palm Beach Kennel Club. Lots of exciting events at PBKC with the Poker Room's $100,000 guarantee Monster Multi-Flight Tournament, March 30th through April 2nd. This Saturday, watch, wager, and win on exciting OTB action, including the Florida and Arkansas Derby, with paddock tickets available. For info, go to bbkennelclub.com. Here's your true oldies ABC News update.
ABC News now.
Trump derangement, yeah. No.
Former president's attorneys to stop it, claiming executive privilege. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott. It could be just a matter of weeks until Pence testifies. The big question, will Donald Trump try to repeal it? You know, the former president has tried to keep other top aides, including his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, from testifying. Those efforts have failed. In Tennessee, thousands from 3 Democratic lawmakers say they will out for interrupting last week's session with a megaphone to talk about gun reform. China is promising a response after a rare face-to-face in the U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy met with the president of Taiwan in California. An investigation is underway into the fatal stabbing of a tech executive in San Francisco. Bob Lee was attacked early Tuesday morning. The suspect has not been found. This is ABC News.
Not the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, we're the ones who get it. We're here for you. Putting it fast. Call quickranker.com.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon here with a question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you get a doorbell camera. I wish we had them for everyone, but the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to call 833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your
He's a
cell
big,
phone.
strong guy. He's 6'5" and he's an athlete and could shoot a gun. But they made him a drone pilot for the forward unit, and then they promoted him to a machine gunner, which is a tripod-mounted machine gun. And he's been over there for a couple of months. He's been in firefights, mainly nighttime, and a lot of artillery fights with the Russians. He didn't tell any of us where he was going. I saw his Cheryl and I. He was straight with us, and he said, "Dad," I said, I knew he had a job for a law firm. He's third-year law student in Georgetown. He had a job for a law firm, a really good law firm, Medlin here in Los Angeles, and I was looking forward to him living with
me. That's Bobby Kennedy. I want to play this thing and everyone talk about what he's talking about. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm watching Karen-like behavior outside the window. At the office building next door, there's the lawn crew is there working, mowing the lawn, picking up the palm fronds and everything from the pine. And the woman from the building is out there telling them what to do and how to do it as they're taking care of the lawn at the office next to us. Oh my goodness. That woman's poor husband. That's crazy. What does she know about, I know, is that annoying?
Join us for Moments of Scripture.
Oh, yeah.
Every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who
I'm watching. She's. I feel so bad for this lawn crew. I would give that account up.
Every day, people driving using their phones. There's a sweeper picker or the fast scroller who can quickly become the fender bender, the got a ticketer, or the driver who killed someone. Pay attention or pay the price. You drive, you text, you pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here, and man, 2 hours, more than 2 hours have flown by already. Let's take some more calls. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning. This is Kool-Aid.
All right, Kool-Aid.
How are you?
Okay.
All right. Do you remember the conversation I had with you last week about how not all Democrats are bad, and you pretty much berated the heck out of me? And I just heard you say, Bobby, you really like Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah. Okay. No. If what you said was true, I would have made your point. So far as our conversation last week, I vaguely remember it, but I didn't say that Bobby Kennedy is a good moral man. I like Bobby Kennedy running for president as a disruptor in the Democrat field. Because of his prominence with the Kennedy name and being Bobby's son, he can cause a lot of problems. He is outspoken and said he will challenge Biden for the nomination of the Democrat Party. He'll take it to the convention. So I didn't say he's a moral man. No Democrat is. But I love what he's going to do, which is disrupt the Democrat Party.
Okay, well, any fifth grader that challenges Biden for the election is going to win, and has different viewpoints and agendas that Biden has, is going to win the nominee for Democratic Party next election. And it's going to be
Notice, I like the diversion. You divert. I thought you were telling me that there were decent Democrats, and you were calling in to gloat. Now that you concede I'm correct. There's no such thing as a decent Democrat.
I'm not gloating. I'm just saying I made that.
Well, you've got nothing. No, you didn't make your point. You thought you did, and I shot it down. Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Yes, I'm a MAGA guy, man. I love Trump.
I know. I can tell.
Yeah, you sure can. Anyways, that's going to be a problem for Trump, because the people that hate Trump are going to vote for the new guy that goes against Biden.
Who?
This guy too.
No.
That's going to be a problem for Trump.
You don't get it.
Now he's trying to bond with us by saying he's pro-Trump, and then tells us who's the new guy that's going to beat Trump. You're talking about DeSantis?
I'm not saying new guy that's going to beat Trump. It's going to be a problem for Trump.
DeSantis is no problem for Trump. DeSantis, in fact, his pathetic hopes of being president have gotten so sad they put out a fake poll that I shot down earlier. Yeah. I mean, he's hopeless.
Huge mistake. I agree with that. I mean, I still like the guy, but
it's one he can't recover from. It's one he cannot recover from.
There are mistakes, sir. There are mistakes, and there are fatal mistakes. And I'm afraid Mr. DeSantis committed a fatal mistake.
See, he would be, if he were in a men's room and solicited sex from a male undercover police officer posing as a prostitute, he could recover from that. He cannot recover from this. I'm serious. He could recover from that. He could beg for forgiveness and but this is different.
Not for the 2024 election, but easily.
This will not be forgotten. Nope. Nope. This.
Have you followed Donald Trump's career?
Since he's been president, yeah. But, I really didn't. I'll tell you the truth. I really didn't care for him when he wasn't president. But he's been the best president of my lifetime since I've been.
If you're such a big Trump guy, why do you put so much effort into trying to convince people that there are decent Democrats?
I'm just saying, not all Democrats are bad. Not all Republicans are good.
All Democrats are bad people. And he hung up. Okay. That's our Trump supporter. He wants to defend Democrats. All right, 1-888-COCAINE-1 is the number. Bobby Kennedy, this is, what's going to happen here, Steve, with Bobby Kennedy, the challenge he is making, obviously, people have not done this yet, but they will. This is like when Ted Kennedy went after the nomination in 1980 with Jimmy Carter. And I think his is going to be a little more successful than his uncle's was. This is just such great news. Now, I wanted to play. Hold on, I had this here. I wanted to play, and then I lost it. I had it all queued up. The Democrats are in more trouble than they realize because they're in this circle of Trump derangement over this. There's a member of the North Carolina state legislature, a Democrat, lifelong Democrat. Her name is Tricia Cotham. Have you heard about her, Steve? Nobody has yet, but they're going to. She's a lifelong Democrat in North Carolina, and she's in their state legislature right now. She held a press conference and she switched parties and became a Republican, a lifelong Democrat. She holds office right now because of what they're doing. Listen, this is a clip of her.
Modern day Democratic Party has become unrecognizable to me and to so many others throughout this state and this country. The party wants to villainize anyone who has free thought, free judgment, has solutions, who wants to get to work to better our state, not just sit in a meeting and have a workshop after a workshop, but really work with individuals to get things done, because that's what real public servants do.
Yeah, I mean, the Democrat Party, because they got a couple of things going against them, right? But the main thing they have going against them among members of their own party, like this lady, is they've been taken over by these radical anarchists like Bragg, right? And they're supporting such ridiculous things like men playing in women's sports and this Budweiser thing we've been dealing with the last few days with that transgender person with the Budweiser. The Democrats have gotten so radical and insane that they're losing people that have been lifelong supporters of them in numbers that they've never seen before. And like Ron DeSantis, they're in a bubble and they don't see it. All right, we're going to take our first break of the hour and be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
You're a homeowner, and you know that real estate is selling for the highest prices ever. With so many listing their house, you want your house to stand out above the rest and to get top dollar. That's where real estate agent Elena Castro comes in. She's with Ballesteri Real Estate. Has been in business since 1964, working with homeowners, buyers, landlords, and tenants for over 18 years. Elena Castro knows Florida real estate and has a proven record of smooth transactions, as well as top negotiation talents. When you list your property with Elena Castro, she knows the right listing price to get you multiple offers, so you accept the offer you want. And if you're looking to buy, she can help you with that too. Give Elena Castro a call right now. 954-478-5015. 954-478-5015. Need your house listed and sold for the price you want. 954-478-5015. 954-478-5015. Experience awe-inspiring landscapes and traverse the great Canadian Rocky Mountains on the Rocky Mountaineer Train. 5-level glass steel coaches August 15th to 20th. The only passenger rail service that runs on the historic railroad from Canada from east to west. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey? Head to RyanTrain.com and request a brochure. Book your spot now and make memories that will last a lifetime. That's RyanTrain.com and request your brochure.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Now back to the show with Ryan Craig. Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. It is Thursday morning, and let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Val in Boynton Beach.
Oh, Liberal Al. Liberal Al. Yes. What's up, Liberal Al?
Well, the intent to commit or conceal another crime, including state and federal election laws.
Yeah. So this is interesting. This is interesting. You're telling me that the evidence they have, this is love. I love this. You're telling me the evidence they have against President Trump comes from the very credible and prestigious publication known as the National Enquirer?
Steve?
No, I'm knocking you. You're telling me that the National Enquirer is the source of, so look who we have, Steve. We have Michael Cohen, a lawyer who breaks attorney-client privilege, right? We have a sex worker, Stormy Daniels, and now the National Enquirer. These are just great, credible witnesses and sources against President Trump. Wow, this is amazing. Sounds like a slam dunk case that Bragg has.
Skeptic tells stories. That's your motto, huh? Okay.
I don't even know what that means. But I want you to comment on this. You've got, yeah.
What does that mean?
Catch and.
The National Enquirer produced a photo of Cruz's father and linked it to Oswald. And there was a media arm of the National Enquirer.
Ordinarily, you're on a good day, you're coherent, but you're outside the picture.
What are you? Where are you in Boynton or Delray, Al, today?
I'm in Boynton Beach.
So the bars must have opened early in Boynton Beach, Steve. Or maybe they just haven't closed and he's been there all night. So I want to go through these. I want to go through these sources. I want to go through these witnesses against Donald Trump. Michael Cohen, who, he's convicted felon who broke attorney-client privilege. right, and does it every day on television, a sex worker, Stormy Daniels, right, and the National Enquirer. These are the three credible witnesses against President Trump. You got to admit that's pretty flimsy.
Okay. Let me ask you a very...
No, don't. You're asking and we're answering, but then you move on to another thing. Respond to the credibility of Cohen, the sex worker, and the Enquirer against... Who are we to believe? Donald Trump or a sex worker, the Enquirer, and a crooked lawyer?
A man that forged 35 business records, that there's credible evidence that he manipulates. Yeah. And
yeah.
Christopher Miller and Matthew Pottinger.
Matthew Pottinger. Yeah, Matt and Pottinger. Who is Matt Pottinger? Oh, this is great. This is great. I mean, it does seem to me that their witnesses against President Trump are weak. Cohen, porn, Stormy Daniels, sex worker, and the National Enquirer. I mean, that's pretty pathetic. I mean, if you I didn't really think about it too much, but you put that together, that's what Bragg has put together here. That's interesting. It's pretty weak. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tom, Florida.
Hey, Tom.
So, you ready for this? This was Trump's pastime inner circle, man. Cohen was his lawyer. The National Enquirer, I believe he was an owner of it, of this crap rag, you want to call it, and the sex worker. These are all people Trump used to hang around with, and now they don't suit him anymore, so they can let he talk to them.
Really? Slow down. Slow down. Michael Cohen is a convicted felon excuse me, let me finish my sentence. Let me finish my sentence and then disagree with it so it sounds like meaningful disagreement, not just knee-jerk. So Michael Cohen is a convicted felon who went to prison. Every time he does an interview, he breaks attorney-client privilege, claiming to have privileged information.
It's all fact.
It's all fact?
How many years was Cohen Trump's attorney, Brian?
Many years.
Many years. Okay, good. Convicted felon, many years. Now we got that one out of the way. You ready for this?
Wait a minute. Are you telling me? Slow down. Are you? This is interesting. See, we're in a new world. You're telling me that an employer, if they have an employee who turns out to be a criminal, they're responsible for that? So NBC, since they employed O.J. Simpson, are they responsible for his murders? He worked for NBC Sports for years. NBC must be murderers then, by your bizarre logic.
Well, to be honest with you,
no. Oh, you weren't being honest up until this point? Isn't that interesting?
Brian, you ready for this?
Oh yes.
Daddy, hold on a second. Let me understand this. So the sex worker, National Enquirer, and his old attorney, these are all individuals that Trump used to do dealings with. But
no, that's not true. No. First off, he didn't do any dealings with Stormy Daniels.
Okay, so he just banged her.
No, excuse me. Stormy Daniels wrote a letter and signed it saying that she never had sex with Donald Trump.
Why would you bring that up knowing that she is actually in the last 2 months?
That came out just 2 weeks ago.
The whole thing. Why would you go on and distort her position like that? Unless you're ready for this, knowing
they would have. Hey! For her to get her $130,000, Steve, she had to write something.
No, Trump did not give her. In fact, Trump did not give her money at all. In fact, she gave him money. She's lost court settlements with him.
Trump's attorney at the time leveled his house for it. So, okay, you're right. You're right. That's nothing to do there.
That's correct. And Michael Cohen wrote and signed a letter saying that Trump never gave him any money, that he paid Stormy Daniels with his own money.
Cohen slept with Daniels. He put up the money for the house. You know what? It's all mismanaged. I got it all wrong, Ryan. You're right. I'm wrong. Go ahead and hang up on that one, Chief. You don't know what the hell you're.
Oh, you're not going to get off that easy. He hung up on us. He just hung up. I didn't hang up on him. You're not going to get off that easy. He hung up, and he thinks that people are going to think we hung up on him. Why would we have hung up on him? It was just getting good. That all new meaning to, you can't handle the truth, and he has to go. And I would have thought the Democrats have been fantasizing for years about President Trump being arrested, and look at these dregs that are calling, and their mind that they're incoherent. They're drunk, incoherent. Yeah, you would think they would be celebrating like and partying like it's 1999. Trump got arrested. Why are the Democrats so incoherent? All right, listen, we're coming up on the bottom of the hour break. When we get back, there's more to share. My name's Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, is here. You are listening to the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida, the Steve Kane Show, on the air since 1977, when Star Wars was in theaters in its first theatrical run, and I was 6 years old. That's right, celebrating 46 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Oh, man. Hopefully we'll get some opposition that's a little sharper than the last two. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
So a few things. The French president is in China right now, trying to top relations with China's president.
Yeah.
And then China is setting up a blockade around Taiwan.
Oh, great.
McCarthy talk with Taiwan.
Oh.
They're blocking any.
Oh, look it up. I'll look it up.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Earlier, multi vehicle crash off the shoulder lane. Also, in Palm Beach, this was sponsored by batteries. Now, that's the Hilton Neighbors Power Bill. Work groups like online repair, more batteries.
Traffic is service of Palm Beach Kennel Club. Lots of exciting events at PBK. Welcome Room's $100,000 guarantee Monster Multi-Flight Tournament, March 30th, April 2nd. This Saturday, watch, wager, and win on exciting OTV action, including the Florida and Arkansas Derby, with paddock tickets available. For info, go to bbkennelclub.com.
Scott here from CutMyKilowatts.com. We are an energy saving and insulation company. Make your home energy efficient, cut your electric bills up to 50%, and pay little or even nothing for the repairs. Make sure you get your fair share of the Inflation Reduction Act. Rebates up to $14,000 per year. Available on a first-come, first-served basis.
Oh, got a couple stories I have not touched on yet that I got to get to.
Use this money for insulation and radiant barriers. Up to $2,800 available. Hybrid hot water heaters.
Yes, I think.
Units up to $10,000 available. Electric panel upgrades up to $6,600. And after we reduce your home consumption by 35% or more, you get additional rebate money of $4,000 to $8,000 if you qualify. To find out how much you qualify for, call me 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or go to cutmykilowatts.com and fill out the form.
I'm just reading over a couple articles that I'm going to talk about when we get back. All right. No. All right, get ready to come back.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. Callers on hold, stand by. Also, exciting news, Steve. The Sloman's free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. And, this is amazing. I tell you guys, I have the doorbell camera, and I love it. I really do. It's so convenient. I love it. And you can get one for free. In fact, if you're one of the first 40 listeners to call 1-833-283-5050, that's 833-283-5050, you'll get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. You'll be able to see your home right from your phone wherever you go. All right. They're going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 listeners to call 833-283-5050, you're going to get a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So give them a call right now, 1-833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. All right. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Trump all week long, and
that's right.
I don't want to miss a day of it because we are your source for all things.
That's right. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. Something terrible has happened, and I want to tell people about it, okay? You may have seen this story, but no one has put it in the proper context that I'm going to put it into right now. Have you seen this, Steve? Walmart says 65% of its stores will be automated within the next 3 years. That means people are going to lose their jobs by, I don't know how many thousands or tens of thousands of people. So 65% of Walmart stores, according to Walmart, will be automated in the next 3 years. And that's not just cashiers, okay? That's stockers and all that stuff. This is happening because of Joe Biden directly, and I'm going to tell you how this happened, okay? And how it's Joe Biden's fault. You may remember years ago when Obama was president, you used to hear a lot of talk, even commercials on radio and television, about unionizing Walmart workers. Remember that, Steve? There was a big move. I can't remember which one of the useless dues-sucking unions was behind it. But one of the big, if somebody remembers, please, they had documentary films about it. They were running ads on Rush's show to unionize Walmart workers. They had TV ads on all the news, everything. It was going on for years. They even had demonstrations and everything at Walmarts. And the union guy, Joe Biden, he was still with it. He wasn't like he is now, right? There was a mass shooting, and he was appointed the gun czar by Obama. Remember this? And at the time, Walmart was the largest seller of guns and ammunition in America because they had so many stores, and they sold some weapons and ammo, mostly for hunting type stuff. So they wanted to have a statistic showing that they got so many guns off the street or something. So Biden went to Walmart and said, listen, if you stop selling these guns and ammo, he gave him a list, so I can have a press conference with Obama and talk about how we get into stopping all these gun sales, I'll get the unions off your back. And they did it. And since they did that, since Biden made that deal, you haven't heard the unions griping for about a decade about unionizing Walmart workers. And here we are, under Biden's watch, 65% of Walmarts are going to fire their employees and go automated because of Joe Biden made a deal to get the unions off their back.
Just to automate.
That's right. That's right. And this story's all over the news, but everyone forgets about what Biden did. And you haven't heard the unions griping about them since. But hey, listen, he's got Hunter set up. He'll never have to worry about paying for drugs or hookers again in his life. He's got him set up for life. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Me?
Sounds like you.
Oh, hi, Brian. Hi, it's Fran in New York.
Hey, Fran.
Hi, Steve. I love your show. I just love your show. I just wanted to make a few points here. I wrote it down so I don't forget. Okay.
Oh.
So, first of all, our beautiful president went to school in Cornwall, New York, NEMA. Went to school there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was in New York, and he did so much for New York. It was booming. Everybody wanted to go there. He created lots of jobs in New York. Everybody loved him. He was on all the late night shows. He had The Apprentice. Everybody wanted to be on it. What on earth is wrong with those people in New York? Is it jealousy? I love him. I cried so much this week. I'm all mega. I'm 83. God bless.
Well, what's wrong? Well, that was beautiful. You know, I'll tell you what's wrong with New York is they're Democrats. That's what's wrong with them.
It's just terrible. I mean, just terrible.
Well, the good news is you say you're 83?
Yes, sir.
Well, I am 83 as well.
Oh, my goodness.
And I am going to live, and you are going to live to see the turnaround. So feel good about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I left a little message on your phone. I love that guy that said, I think it was a guy that says, I'm a Trump nut. And that's me.
Yeah. Jay from Jersey, who's devolving.
Well, I'm not now. I'm all totally mega long time. And I'm a Trump nut. You want to call me that?
Oh, they can call us whatever we want. You know, as long as. Well, I would say just don't call me a Democrat is what I would say. But yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
Love your show. Love you guys. Bye.
All right. Yeah. We have great listeners, Steve, and then we have Liberal Al. Oh my goodness. You know, by the way, guys, tomorrow is Friday. This week has flown by. Tomorrow is open phones. Okay. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. It's open phones. And we call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything.
Our next print.
Yeah, that's right. So on Open MAGA Mike Friday, anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game. And for those that are new to the show, all the calls we take are completely screenless. We do not answer these phone calls before they go on the air. And we have somebody here that can do that for us. But when the phones ring, I just put them on hold and we take them cold on the air. I don't know who's on the line. Steve doesn't know who's on the line. And sometimes the caller themselves don't even know they're on the line because they're so checked out. But yeah.
It's much more intense than prior to this week. We're starting to get a new bunch. 8 calls.
Well, or the liberals, you mean? Liberal listeners.
Liberals, we thrive on 8 callers, people with opposing points of view. We welcome the being of a conservative bent. We kind of welcome those with opposing views if you can defend them. And we've started to get some pretty feisty liberals calling in. What are some of the names of some of the new guys?
Oh, I don't know. Well, Jay from Jersey who called, I'll throw him on the list. The most of the others haven't earned names yet, so I don't know. But yeah, listen, one of the reasons we go screenless for a number of reasons on our calls. Okay, one of the reasons is to give a little more courage to those who, for some reason, don't agree with what we're saying to call in. We love callers that disagree with us. You're welcome to call and challenge us on anything on the air. And when you go screenless, it gives a little more courage. They think they might be able to catch us. That's why a lot of the calls begin with, "Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you?" Yes, we're always ready. Okay. It's happened. It's happened. There's been callers that have gotten the best of us. I'm sure. I don't remember the last time, but I'm sure it's happened. It could happen again. But I really enjoy it. Now, Easter's this weekend. And, we're having some people over from the family for Easter dinner. And what we're going to do is what we did on Christmas, Steve, because it was so popular for Christmas dinner. On Saturday, I'm going to get takeout from Anne Marie's in Pompano. And, and people are already, they're ordering through me for the takeout for Sunday. And I've been given the word to order extra Jerry's bank rolls. So we're going to load up on the Jerry's bank rolls because those were gone before dinner even really began. I went to get one, and there wasn't one. They were gone. So I'm going to have to.
And we pride ourselves on having the best pizza in the world, but I got to tell you, nothing beats the pizza.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get and that crust is delicious. Everything at Anne Marie's is homemade. And I'm going to get a couple of the pizzas. I'm going to get a pepperoni. I'm going to get a meat lovers. I'm going to get the Sicilian. And the Sicilian is the best Sicilian I've ever had. It's delicious. And I'm also going to get lasagna, baked ziti, the lobster ravioli. This is going to be our Thanksgiving. What better Thanksgiving dinner can you have than homemade Italian food, right? And, of course, the cannolis, which are out of this world. Anne Marie's is located in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, it's Gold Report time. Each morning at this time, we check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals look this morning?
How the metals look very good right now. We're pulling back a little bit, giving us a little bit of a buy opportunity after running up almost $200 this year. Gold yesterday closed just up 30 cents after getting up to $2,033, trading in a range of $2,009 all the way up to $2,033 before pulling back and closing at $2,020 the ounce. That's the second day we've closed over $2,000. That's very important strategically. If we can stay above $2,000 today, I think going into next week we should be poised to possibly make and break through the old all-time highs of around 2,060 on gold. The market on silver yesterday closed down 10 cents at $24.90 the ounce. It was over 25 at one point. Platinum closed down $19 at $999, and palladium was down $36 at $1,359. This morning, as I said, gold pulling back a little bit. Overnight, we traded in a range of $2,008 up to $2,022. Currently at $2,014. That's down $6. Silver unchanged right now at $24.90 an ounce, while platinum's up $1 at $1,000 per ounce, and palladium's down $1 at $1,358. That's pretty much where we're starting off.
Now, if people can't make it in, no matter where they're located in America, the world, or another part of town, and they can't make it to Boca to your shop, can you tell people how they can do business with you over the phone, William Youngerman?
Certainly, we've been shipping the precious metals and rare coins all over the world for almost 60 years now. So just call us. You can lock in a price, overnight a check, or wire the money, and the precious metals or the coins go out to you immediately. It's that easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Give William Youngerman a call. He opens up at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Online, williamyoungerman.com, or stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll finish out the week tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we are back. You know, this thing about Biden costing all these Walmart workers their jobs. You know, a common theme with the Democrats led by Biden these days that I think people that are not normally Republican people are realizing is, and it's mainly because things were so good during Trump's time, everything's expensive. Grocery stores crazy, gas prices, everything. People's jobs getting automated. People are over this chat GPT thing with the AI that everyone's talking about. And Biden and the Democrats just don't care unless you're going through some type of transsexual, Transylvania surgery. Then they care about you. But if you're not transgender, you're on your own. And I think people get that feeling that they just don't care about their suffering. I just do. And the Democrats have lost something that they had for a long time. They felt the pulse of the American people. And now they're so out of touch with the pulse of the American people. Like Ron DeSantis, I don't think they can recover, Steve. I think this is probably the lowest point. The Democrats are kind of like it was like being a Republican after Watergate. This is probably the lowest point of the modern Democrat Party that they've ever been through. Oh, yeah.
What if this was the low?
Well, whoever thought it was a good idea to arrest Donald Trump, that person, these are the rocket scientists behind the Democrat strategy. No, I'm serious. I mean, public opinion has turned. There was in Chicago yesterday. The media are just scum. You probably haven't heard of this story. Maybe you have, but it's been suppressed mostly. Did you hear what happened at Trump Tower in Chicago yesterday? Yeah, exactly. A woman went in Trump Tower in Chicago with a rifle yesterday. The SWAT team came and everything else. And there's very little reporting on it, and they're trying to pass it off as a domestic dispute between her and someone. Come on, And the reason that story's being suppressed is because the deep state fake news corporate media, MAGA's violent, not Democrats. It's all of a sudden Trump's arrested on Monday, and a woman walks into Trump Tower in Chicago with a gun on Wednesday, and we're supposed to believe it's a domestic dispute. I don't buy it. In fact, if it was truly a domestic dispute, they'd be running with that story hardcore to get that out, and they're not. They're suppressing it. We had another deranged Democrat. It is what happened at Trump Tower in Chicago. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Deerfield.
Hi, Brian. How are you? I think you have something very big coming out of this whole Trumpy atmosphere as you watch it unravel. The timing of Bobby Kennedy coming forward with his announcement that he would challenge for the presidency against Biden.
The nomination, yeah.
If he did, for the nomination. Now, can the liberal media marginalize him with the Kennedy name?
They'll try. They will try, but even I don't care about the Kennedys, but I'd love to meet Bobby Kennedy. I mean, I don't know. There's just something about even, Bobby Kennedy and, because of his father, it gets me excited. I'd love to meet Bobby Kennedy and shake his hand, So and I have no use for the Kennedys or the Democrats, but he's interesting to me. So they're going to, he may even be a delegate at the convention. I know his family are. There's a lot of delegates, and they're not going to be able to lock him out like somebody else. He's not a nobody.
Yeah, maybe he can hold by his feet to the fire on all these wacko policies that he's.
Yeah, and and he's got a book out telling the true story of Anthony Fauci, and he's really a nightmare for them because he's not a Republican, but he holds Democrats accountable on a lot of things.
Well, that's nice to see, though, because nobody's doing it, and with him in there, maybe taking him down from the inside.
That's exactly right.
Watch this.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I don't know what his positions are on all kinds of things, and I know they're not going to let him get the nomination. I wish he hadn't lost his voice, but he is, his wife, I can't remember her name, but he is married to a very big Hollywood connected actress. His wife played, Steve, you watched the Larry David show? You know Larry David's wife on that show? The Larry David's wife on the Larry David show? Well, that's Bobby Kennedy's real life wife, is Larry David's wife in the Larry David show. So he's in with Larry, yeah. So he's in with Larry David and all those Hollywood elitist big donors, Bobby Kennedy. This is not a joke candidacy. And believe me, he's had conversations with them before he made this announcement. And his son is in a combat unit in Ukraine. He's a machine gunner in Ukraine.
Wow. Is the biggest thing coming out of this whole Trump fiasco, we see this thing going south with the emergence of Kennedy? By the party coming challenge these issues. So we're just to bring it to the forefront.
Yeah, Bobby Kennedy is going to be all over the place because people love they love the Kennedys. All right.
News space to occupy all the news that's coming down.
Yeah.
There's an overflow of information.
Mm-hmm. And he'll be a guest at all the local Democrat clubs around the country in person, and his wife is very famous. I can't remember her name, but she's very famous, and he's got a lot.
He'd be a great get on your podcast, Brian.
Well, we'll probably have him on the radio, Bobby Kennedy. We'll probably have him on the radio. Yeah. All right. Take care, man. Now I got to tell people. Oh, Steve, I got a trip, a vacation coming up that I got to tell you guys about August 15th through the 20th, through the Canadian Rockies. By train on the Rocky Mountaineer. The Rocky Mountaineer is, you may have seen some of these trains online or on television. It goes completely across Canada, and it's bi-level, right? A 2-story train, and the top of it is a big window. It's a dome glass window on top, so you get that beautiful view as you're going through the Canadian Rockies. It's absolutely amazing. And it's a completely scenic route. It passes through tunnels, the Continental Divide, mountain passes, canyons. It's absolutely amazing. And it goes completely across Canada from east to west, ending in Vancouver. And to learn all about this incredible train trip through the Canadian Rockies on the Rocky Mountaineer, go to briantrain.com and request a brochure. That's briantrain.com. By the way, the Rocky Mountaineer is the only passenger rail service that runs on this very historic rail route across all of Canada from east to west. And some of you may have been to the Rockies here in America, but you've not been through the Canadian Rockies. And the time of year of this is amazing. Okay, in August, from the 15th through the 20th, it's so hot here, but the weather is perfectly cool as you're traveling through Canada. And of course, there's an upscale dining room with fine dining and cuisine along the way. And this is just a great trip for anyone who loves a great view, someplace you haven't been, and you love adventure, nature, and incredible, breathtaking landscapes. Go to briantrain.com and request a brochure. That's briantrain.com, and right there you'll see the request a brochure button, briantrain.com. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
All right. Yes, I was just listening to your show, right? I enjoy your show. And hey, hello, Steve. How you doing?
Pleased to have you, my friend.
Yes, sir. And how you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well, but we're almost out of time, so be quick.
Yes, sir. All right. But the thing is, I was listening to what they were saying, what you guys were saying, And you was talking about the money that they paid this porn star. You know, why they gonna give her that much money for nothing?
Well, slow down. You asked a question. Let's answer. Donald Trump did not give Stormy Daniels any money. In fact, Donald Trump did not give Stormy Daniels any money. In fact, the court, Michael Cohen, and Michael Cohen wrote in a letter with his signature that Donald Trump did not give him any money in return. Stormy Daniels wrote a letter and signed it. It was published by TMZ, swearing that she had never had sex with Donald Trump. In fact,
Cohen.
He's a low-life lawyer. Well, he's a lawyer who committed. He worked for Trump, but he committed crimes. He was facing years in prison, 40 years in prison on tax charges, and they went to him and
he took the road for Trump. He was covering for Trump.
No. He was covering for himself. Michael Cohen was facing about 40 years in prison on tax charges. The government went to him. No, it had nothing to do with Trump, his personal taxes. And they went to him and made a deal. You can avoid 40 years in prison if you do this. Donald Trump didn't give Stormy Daniels anything. In fact, the courts have ruled since, as recently as this week, that Stormy Daniels has to pay Trump money and legal fees for all her slanders and harassment.
But how are you going to give a woman?
Hey, take a breath.
Okay.
Are you a married man?
No, I'm not married.
Really? You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I wouldn't know if I was married.
Why did you laugh when I said that?
Maybe he's gay, Steve.
Maybe because it was kind of comical. Thank you, sir. What I'm trying to say is, no, that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to say, sir.
Nothing to do.
Maybe he's gay, Steve.
No, I ain't gay. I am not gay.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say, sir, is that if Trump was innocent, why would he pay?
But he didn't. Okay, we're almost out of time. There's 30 seconds left. I've told you 4 times, Donald Trump did not pay Stormy Daniels 1 penny. He didn't pay her any money.
Why would Cohen pay?
Okay, I work for Steve. If I have this coffee, I paid for this coffee. Steve didn't. Okay, so Michael Cohen paid Stormy Daniels. Trump didn't pay her anything.
Well, Michael Cohen works for Trump. Okay.
But I work for Steve. But everything I pay for doesn't mean he paid for it.
Yeah, but see, he handled Trump's business.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he does.
Well, listen, we're out of time. There's only 10 seconds left. Call earlier. We'll talk longer next time. He's another one, Steve. He just can't handle the truth. I got to keep Trump didn't give him anything. We are out of time. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday. God bless Donald Trump.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown.
All right, guys, I got to run. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like the video before you go. All right, take care.